welcome on back to another episode of Snow Plowing Simulator here on Simulated Mind. Now, even though we are playing Snow Plowing Simulator, you would never know by looking on the wall, such as Law Enforcement, Los Angeles Police Department, or Police Department Los Angeles, Mark Milley, Operations West Bureau, Community Police Academy, or another Law Enforcement, Los Angeles Police Department, Department, however you want to go off that with the spelling. Police Department, Certificate of Completion, Amanda Terry, Car Mechanic Service, Logo, Checkups 25% off, Lawn and Gardening Services, at least that's something, right? But even then, that's a lot of stuff that we don't really do. Snow removal service, okay, at least that's something, even though it does say lorem ipsum is simply dummy text. Best car for rent today. Find the perfect car today. Okay. And Smo Moroval. Forget about snow removal. I want to know more about Smo Moroval. Is that an upgrade that we get? So, yeah, it's weird. It's like, I understand it's just little details on the wall and stuff, and it doesn't really have anything to do with the core gameplay. But if it's in the office, I don't know. Get stuff that works. I do hope they upgrade the assets here, because it's just weird. Or like looking at this, City of Los Angeles Chief of Police. I'm sorry, what? What game are we playing? So just kind of weird and confusing. I hope they update those. That way they actually make sense. A little weird, just a little bit. I know there's some suspension of disbelief, but... Okay, so in the last episode... Excuse me? Uh-huh. That's a new kind of oil. Never heard of that one before. Anyway, we were able to do Mr. and Mrs. Smith's house, if I remember right. And then we got a recommendation for the doctor. So let's see, what time is it right now? I'm not 100% sure. The time? I don't know. Yeah. Okay. Pockets 5. Well, okay, well, we have our tools. We have the upgraded clothing. So we have the work clothing, which is great. Definitely need some more food. Yeah, nothing like some spaghetti and then a muffin. We do definitely need to get a plow on this truck. Like, in the worst way. Because right now, we are just sliding on the snow here. Oh yeah, that's right. X is for exit. Again, I'm going to hit every single button. Like, their buttons make sense enough once you learn them. It just takes time to get used to it. Let's see. Clear the property thoroughly. Dr. Isidro Gulgowski. Okay. Don't forget to talk to the owner afterwards. People always have interesting information. Alrighty. Look at this house. Yeah, the trees look pretty solid. I like the look of the trees. Can we break in? No? Nope, not allowed. Okay, so it just looks like a pathway from the front door to the gate there, and then the gate there for the garage. Cool. Very doable. No, I want the big one. Where's the big one at? Control? There, no. There we go. And it is the absolute worst when you're out in the snow and it starts raining. Especially because in the back of your mind, you're going, oh, this could freeze, and this is going to suck to drive in. Plus, it just makes the snow so much heavier. Yeah, this shovel's amazing in comparison to the first one we had. The sound effects are really nice. Like, the environmental sound effects are really on point. The thunder in the distance, the rainfall. Really sounds good. Which, again, this is meant to be a chill, you know, sim, but it has that element of strategy to it. Trying to think about, okay, clothing, temperatures, calories, and stuff like that. But it is overall, it's not like it's life or death to an extent. It really is just pretty chill. I guess sort of cozy, sort of, in a way. It's one of those games where the tasks are pretty zen, if you will. There we go. We're good on calories, temperature is okay. We also have very good clothing, so that helps a lot. Because I decided that was the more important thing to invest in than other tools or anything like that. Because with better clothing, it's going to last longer, so we won't have to buy clothing as much. It'll handle temperatures better, so we can be out for longer. Like, just a lot of benefit to it. You know, the better the clothing, the more we're able to stay out working, which means the more money we can make. And the quicker we can get through things, too. Because we're not spending as much time trying to warm back up or try to heal up from some sort of ailment. 100%. Nice. All right. We have to talk to him? Do we have to? No, I don't want to shovel. Get out of here. Let's see. Do you want to pass the job? Yes. A superbly done job. Don't forget to talk to the owner and be sure to check if there is anything new to buy in the store. Oh, hi. Hello, sir. How are you today? I hope you are doing very well. And, I do good job. What you think? Great job. Oh, even better. Fast and reliable. I've recommended you to a few friends. And by the way, please tell me, did you not have any problems during the week, during the work? Especially in the part of the plot located near the stream? Wasn't right. I'm going back to work. Oh, no, everything was okay. Okay. Well, what do you mean going back to the stream? What section going back to the stream are you talking about? I have no idea. Alright, anyway. Thanks. Tell your friends. I wonder if we can do this one. Oh, 7 a.m. is cleared of snow? Doesn't really look like it. Are you sure? Mrs. Pinky, what a name. Snow removal, Mrs. Pinky. You can find more information by clicking on the mailbox. There it is. Okay, I was like, where? Yeah, I like the fact that when land has like a front yard, backyard, side yard, and all that, it's nice that you can hit Q and see the spots, but then it's also really nice that you can see it up in the HUD map on the upper right corner. That way you don't like miss something and go, wait, where's this thing? Oh, it's in the backyard, you know, or something like that. Yeah, temp is still okay. This is working out. Can we do 2 in one day? Are we that mad of a lad? Yes, we are. Yeah, I don't know if I can ever do snow again. To be honest, I'm very content with not having to deal with it anymore. Plus, my skin gets super dry and just a mess. I don't like the snow. I don't mind looking at it, but I don't want to be living around it. My partner loves the snow though, which is funny. It seems like she never wants to like go out in it. She just wants to look at it. But she loves the snow, so. But yeah, after so many years of snow, I just don't want to deal with it anymore. I dealt with it in Michigan and Massachusetts, all states in the U.S., for those outside the U.S., and they get a fair amount of snow during the winter. So I've just had my fill. I did the snow thing for 27 years, I want to say. I think it was that long. I think. No, maybe longer, actually. Oh, man. Oh man, hearing that wind just makes me feel cold. Try to get some of the edges here as best as we can without damaging our shovel here. Nice, 100%. Let's go. Ooh, $400. Clear snow from 3 properties at 100%. All right. Great job. This is exactly the result the client expected. Check the store for something new to buy. Satisfied Mrs. Pinky recommended you to hit... Wait, I'm sorry, what? Satisfied Mrs. Pinky recommended you to his neighbor and mayor. Uh-huh. Duly noted. Whack. So I am now trying to remember where I need to go. Is it... I think it's this way. Yeah, I'm looking forward to finally getting a plow. Evidently, no one plows these roads except for me. Ah. Hello, office. How's it going? Ooh, okay. So we can get the basic, the professional, or the gas-powered. Too expensive. Thanks. Thanks for rubbing it in. Not only is it in red, but you had to tell me it's just too expensive. Thank you. Hmm. We get tires for 1,000 spikes. Interesting. So we have universal, but then we could get spikes, I guess, for when it gets more, like, really snowy outside. Yeah, these are still too expensive. Where are we at? Oh, just over $1,000. Okay. Yeah, so we still have some more work to do. Wardrobe is fine, which is good. Chips are very unhealthy. Thanks for rubbing it in. Actually, I don't really eat chips that often. If anything, they're like tortilla chips or like pita chips here and there. We should do 2 oranges. Stuff that in our pants. And then we do have a breakfast on us. Dumplings, hey. Love me some dumplings. And some pierogies. Tomato soup. Really, energy drinks give a lot of energy, which is used up very quickly and is extremely unhealthy. Well, yeah, they're usually filled with a lot of sugar. Not all of them, though. There are some good ones out there. Red Bull even has some sugar-free ones. Ghost is sugar-free. Rain is sugar-free. There's another one, too. There's another... Oh, Alani. Alani's sugar-free and very good. As a person who works full-time, has a family, and does content creation, and I also work in the game industry, so I'm putting in a lot of hours already. And among other things, I'm always just exhausted. No matter how well I sleep, how long I sleep for, I just feel exhausted. All right, we'll get the dumplings. Let's do... I don't want to spend that much right now, Stone. All right, so food in our inventory. Concussion. What else? Wait. Oh no, we had our original gear on. There we go. That's for on the work gear. My bad. I thought when I bought it, it would automatically be on me, but no, that is not the case. So how do we sleep? Do we not sleep? Are we just always working? Because I don't see a bed. Yeah, I guess we just always work. No sleep for the snow plowing wicked, I guess. I'm pretty sure there is like a sleep function. I just don't remember how to do it. Ooh. You guys have snow. Can I help you? I'm just gonna keep hitting E. It's just gonna happen. Roscoe O'Keefe pays special attention to the snow behind the house. Fantastic. Oh, that's a very curvy TV. The snow has covered his property again. He is asking for snow removal. At the doctor... I was just over there. Okay. I mean, I'll do it again. Alright, I just have to stop using the E button altogether. Okay, $700 for this. Cleared of snow, Lorem. Followed by an Ipsum, perhaps? Ugh, concussion. Actually, I do need E this time because we need to eat. Yeah, let's do a breakfast and dumplings. Ugh. All the carbs. There we go. We just keep on going while it's snowing. Also, feel free to share your thoughts of the game in the comments. I always love hearing from other folks on what they think about a game. I like the concept of this, and I do like some of the mechanics that are currently in the game, like some of the implementation for sure. But it definitely could use a bit more work, of course, and some more updates to the environment for the detail of the world. But I like the concept. I also know that Free Minds is very busy, and they do a lot of stuff. Like, they have several games that are currently being worked on, whether directly by them or by another dev that they're working with because they're helping with publishing or, you know, what have you. So I really don't know what their sort of schedule is when it comes to all the games they have out right now. It is wild, though, how many more sim games we are seeing this year than so many other previous years. The niche itself is growing rapidly because people just enjoy getting lost in their work if they enjoy something, you know, if it's creative or just more like simpler in a way to focus in on. But yeah, people are really getting into Sims again. Like, it used to be games like The Sims and all that. But yeah, the actual simulation game market is growing very rapidly. Because there's a niche for basically anyone and everyone. Whether it's, you know, this is what you do in real life and you enjoy it and you like playing games about it too. Or if it's just something so vastly different, but it's something that helps calm you or focus you a little bit more, keep you sort of more in the here and now. Because games actually have been looked at, and people have said this is probably the closest thing when you play video games. It's like the closest thing to meditation. So if you don't meditate, sometimes playing video games helps. Meditation is something I have done in the past and I need to do more of. And I just don't prioritize it like I should. Like, if it was for someone else, it would be done every single time. But for myself, I'm just like, yeah, well, you know, I've got all these other tasks going on and other things for other people and whatever else, so I don't, you know, I'll get those done first, but then I never make time. So, need to work on that, definitely. Real quick, I am going to turn the audio down more. It's a bit too loud, at least on my end. Like, the environment noises sound good, they're just a little too loud. Alright, temps are doing great. We're doing alright on calories. We're already almost done with this one, so that's great. I do find it pretty funny that I'm going into the summer here, and the weather's getting hotter and hotter. Not unbearable yet, thank goodness. But it'll eventually get there. And yet, here I am playing a game that happens in the winter. You gotta love it. Well, if anything, you could play this game and think cool thoughts. If you're stuck in 90 to 100 degree weather, if you go by Fahrenheit, or 40 to 50 degree weather if you go by Celsius. Nice. Time to wrap this up. Let's do it. Player. Super made tasks. Okay. And by the way, did you check exactly what those strange tracks behind the house were? Also, be sure to check the store for any new tools or clothes to buy. Satisfied, Roscoe O'Keefe recommended you to his friends. The doctor... Really? And the school principal. Didn't the doctor... Is there another doctor? Oh, hi. Yeah, those are some pretty big feet. I can't swim. I'm not trying to, but... Okay. Can we take photos? I actually don't know. We don't, like, have a camera, right? Yeah. And why does it start from the boxes and then work its way across? So, we definitely still need more money. We need about another 1,200 to 1,300 before we can get the plow. Oh, there we go. I know there's a way to turn the lights on. How do we do? Let's see. Because there are lights on the top that we can turn on. Oh, hello. Oh, interesting. Okay, we'll have to go to that spot if we can make it there safely. There we go. Look at that. Now we mean business. Snow removal with no order. You can only use a basic shovel and basic plows for vehicles on roads in areas you don't have an order for. You won't earn anything for this, and no one will judge your work. but you may occasionally hit some interesting finds. Is that like a moon icon because you should come here at night? I'm trying to clear this area out so it stands out to me in case we have to come back, which it looks like we might have to. Huh, okay. Oh, no, we can click on it. Okay, you found the first artifact. It will definitely be useful someday. Find the moon artifact. All the finds and artifacts found by you and relevant to unraveling the mystery can later be found in the hub on the board in a private room. We're out there for some big feats. Tires are looking okay. Shovel. Ooh, well, little shovel's taking some hits there. Let's see. Clothing's fine. 2 oranges. So the doctor wants us to come back. Hello. Okay. Oh, he wants a lot more done now. Ooh, buddy. All right. We got this. Yeah, I could see people zoning out to this. I could see people playing some of their own music and just kind of chilling out. It's been a long day and you don't really want to constantly be bombarding your brain with a lot of stuff. Because I have days like that for sure. More recently too, because it's just been really busy with work. There have been a lot of releases and a lot of updates and things like that for the game that I work on, and so, you know, it just gets to the point where your brain's like, I don't want a brain. I don't even want to look at a video game, which is a lot for me to say, because I love video games. I love the art form, you know, the entertainment that you can get from it, the level of story you can get from it. So when I'm saying it's like, oh yeah, no, I'm too out of it to even game, that says a lot. I think video games are really cool because you learn a lot of things. Are they going to be completely one-to-one? No, but you get a general idea. Like, for instance, if you've never lived in a snowy environment before, this is kind of an interesting way of getting introduced to it. Boy, you are just really pumping out work, it seems like. Is it because he's standing here? Oh, son of a... Dude. Why you gotta be like this? Tell me why. I don't think he's gonna move either. It really doesn't look like it. He's like, haha, I'll pay you if you can shovel the snow around me. Good luck. That's when I get the truck out, get the plow on it. And then we play pedestrian polo. I went to 12 years of doctor school just to stand in your way. Thanks. You know, I really think we'll find a Yeti before we move this doctor. I just have that feeling. I still remember one of the last winters that I had spent in Boston. There was so much snow that there were massive mounds of it when the snowplows went through. And the mounds were probably twice my height, so about 12 feet, if not a little more. But there was so much snow that they had to take all the snow from all these roads, take them over to public parks, dump them in the parking lots, and then they had incinerators that were going and melting the snow. Like, you know it's bad when you have to have incinerators incinerating the snow. It was really wild. I've never heard of that happening before, or anyone doing that, but Boston definitely did that. That was a thing. I will say I don't miss living in Boston, but I do miss parts of Boston. Like, there were some really nice parts of Boston that I really enjoyed visiting when I had the chance, or, you know, just not even just visiting as in like, oh, you know, get away every once in a while, but like even just like common go-to places like local coffee shops and stuff where you kind of hang out, work on stuff. Like, there are some really nice local places in Boston, not just big franchises. And it was always really nice to check those out and hang out in those places. There were some really nice ones in LA too, but I don't know, some about some of the local stuff in Boston I just liked more. Now, weather-wise, LA all the way, but definitely one thing I don't miss about LA and didn't miss whenever I went to Japan was the amount of trash, like the pollution in LA. And also, I feel bad because of the amount of homeless people there that get stuck in all kinds of weather, extreme heat, you know, downpour, storms, and all this stuff. Like, just so many people, because it's, one, we need better health care. That's a whole other thing, though. But two is the fact that you just have so many people who can't afford to live in anything anymore out there. You have so many people living in RVs and so many people living in vans and stuff, or in their cars, because it just got so expensive. People got forced out. And some of these people, even though they're homeless, have jobs. It's just, that's how bad it is. That's how expensive it becomes. Also, there aren't enough homes out in LA anymore because a lot of them are being held up by realtors, by real estate companies and stuff. They're sitting on the land, you know, or big companies are sitting on the land until the costs go up so that way they can sell it. Or put property on it and then sell it, or put property on it and then have a high-end rental of some sort. But yeah, the amount of money you spend in the city is just wild. Even though I do miss the food options and some of the other things I could do in LA, to an extent, I don't really miss it that much. I mean, a lot of what I do, luckily, is on the computer, or can be done by being recorded and then sent out, like auditions and stuff. So many auditions now. It's rare to actually come across in-person auditions anymore. So much is based on online submissions. And let me tell you, I really disliked in-person auditions because they never told you about parking and what the parking situation was there. So you always had to assume either A, I'm not going to find any parking, so I need to get there really early, or I need to walk a long ways, or I'm going to need quarters too, because I will probably have to park somewhere that's metered. It's like always having to deal with traffic and parking, always having to deal with being in a small space with tons of people, all nervous, all going over their lines. Like, ugh. Like, that energy is just rough to be around. There we go. So I definitely don't miss any of that. Also, it sucked too because, so, to kind of give some insight into acting and casting and stuff, casting directors and casting assistants and stuff, they're not the same as like talent managers or anything like that. They are different positions. Some people do confuse them. And the casting agents don't work for you. They work for the production. And their big thing is that they're really administrative. Like, they review all the submissions. The director or the marketing team or whoever is working on the project will tell them what they're looking for, and then they just try to filter out as best as they can based on what's provided to them. But in the end, if the director really likes your audition, which is usually recorded, sometimes the director or producer or the marketing team, if it's a commercial, may be on a Zoom call or something watching as well. But their job is really just to organize things and do the administrative stuff and make sure that certain people are filtered based on the needs of the client. But at the same time, it's their job to make sure that you're informed and that you as an actor have all the information you need and that you feel welcomed, you don't feel rushed or anything. But, oh man, the number of casting directors and casting agents and stuff that just rushed things, didn't provide information. You'd ask for additional information and they wouldn't provide it to you, or they'd act like you should already know, but they never gave you anything. You know, and they're like, oh, I'm in a hurry and stuff, I need to get going. And there were times too where I had an audition time set and they just left early. They're just like, nah, we're done for today. So you'd have myself and other people showing up only to be told, nope, they ended it early today. So it's like all this planning, all this taking time off, and all this stress thinking about the audition, and then it's just like, nope, tough luck. They called it early today. It's like, it's so disrespectful. And so just having to deal with that when it's, you know, a physical location is so annoying. It's honestly just so much easier just to submit a video, and if they don't review it, they don't review it, whatever. You know, I did what I needed to do, and then I move on. It doesn't cost me anything, except for maybe a bit of time, some stress, even still, depending, you know, how you feel about auditions in general, being in front of the camera. But otherwise, it's just, yeah, it's just easier to have to deal with that stuff. Oh, man. Lot of snow. Now, I definitely don't get anywhere near the number of auditions I do in LA. Like, even though everything is online, yes, you could be from out of state and be able to audition, but if a lot of the work is in LA, they know they can get a local, and it would be cheaper than having to pay to fly someone out, even if they're a better actor or, you know, just fit the role better. They also have to look at money. And so if you're not there, it makes it a lot harder. So I don't get anywhere near as many auditions as I used to. Or for the clients, too. Like I used to audition for 20th Century Fox and for Netflix and several other companies. But yeah, over time, when you move, it makes it more difficult. It's nice, though, whenever the actual shoot itself is somewhere in the South, and you're just like, oh, you know, I can do that. Or if it's international. Like, I've auditioned still for stuff in Mexico and other, you know, like Brazil and all that. Just because they're like, well, it's international anyway, so if we like you, cool. You know, you submit to us, and then maybe we do a Zoom call audition. And then from there, if that goes well, then great, you're in, and we'll meet you in person when we get to the location where we need to film. I will say though, as much as I love acting, I love the art of it. And it's such a different mentality, of course, when you're in LA or when you're trying to do like film, for example, or even Broadway to an extent too, because it's all about being seen. The more people that know your name, the more people that follow you on Instagram and YouTube and on X and wherever else, TikTok, you're going to get more opportunities because it saves them on money from marketing. They want big names because they don't want to have to do as much of a push out to audiences. They want more of what's called a pull, where people will just know because they're informed in other ways. So they can save some of their money instead of investing it all into marketing. Even though that's where a huge amount of the film budget does tend to go a lot of times is marketing. Because you got to get people to see it. That's the whole point, right? You make music for it to be heard. You make theater for it to be seen. You make film for it to be seen. That's the whole point, is you have to entertain people, but you have to let the people know. So it makes sense. It's just unfortunate, though, that marketing and budgets and stuff are sort of broken up the way they are. And are looked at with the certain level of value that they're being looked on as having. Like, they would rather have a so-so actor with a ton of followers and engagement, because they look at bots, they look at stuff like that too, because they don't want to get scammed. And it's the same thing with game developers too, and game publishers and marketing companies, PR companies for those game devs. If you're a content creator and you want keys, the worst thing you can do is pay to have followers, pay to have subscribers and stuff. Because the ones doing their jobs, they'll notice that, and you will get blacklisted very quickly. And devs won't want to work with you. I know for my company, we have blacklisted a few people and went, nope, we're not going to work with them because they pay, and we can see the spikes, we can see the trends with their YouTube channel or whatever. so we have just a little more to go. Because when you buy that kind of stuff, you're being disingenuous. Is it illegal? No. Is it against the terms of service, though, for many of these platforms? Most of these platforms, yes. And is it just disingenuous? Yes. But I can get it to a certain extent, because unfortunately, like I was mentioning with acting, sometimes it's all about the numbers. And people don't get the opportunities unless they create it for themselves. But when they try to create an opportunity for themselves, there are so many things that they're expected to do. And they're expected to do like 5 to 6 jobs worth of stuff. But it's just supposed to be for them. You know, like they're the ones who are supposed to be doing it. And it's like, well, you can only do so much as a human being, you know? So it gets very, very tricky. Like, in some respects, I understand the desperation and the frustration from being on one side of it, but then from being on the other side of it, I look at it and go, but we want something genuine. Because the game costs us time and money and energy. It costs us a lot. Not just in the sense of cash, though budgets are always tight, because no matter who your publisher is, they're always going to want you to do everything on as much of a shoestring budget as possible, because they want it to be a big hit for them, like a big financial success for them, as well as for you to an extent, but really for them. And for any other investors involved. All right, we're almost done here, because yep, there we go. Awesome, perfect, that's good enough. Because our temps are too low, calories are too low. But we were able to do everything, so that's great. Now we're going super slow. Nice, all right. That was a special task, evidently. He still hasn't moved. Thanks, Doc. All right, getting back in the truck will warm us up. And we'll have to order food. Oh, we're sliding. We're sliding. There we go. That entire time I was holding down on the reverse key, it was not doing it. But it's because of the snow, you know, the weather, which is like a really nice touch. Barely move. So tired. So hungry. There we go. Haha. Nope, not yet. There we go. Okay, so we have $2,000. We could get the basic shovel if we wanted to. Could get the professional. Gas powered. I wonder if we have to pay for fuel, though. Or if they'll add that in later. That would be interesting. Yeah, so the cheapest one is $3,750. You might be better off just with getting spikes instead right now to help us get through places. Okay, in delivery. Oh, nice. Winter work. Nice. This is even better than this. Cool. Okay. To an extent. I mean, again, it's not as waterproof or whatever, but like at least for temperature wise, it's nicer, more pockets. %56 consumption. Okay, well, we still have time with this. We don't have to trash it yet. let's see, what has the most calories here? Cake. We're going to eat cake. Let them eat cake. Oh, bananas seem to be the way to go. 1,000 calories? Okay. In comparison to 100, unless that's, I'll say 1,000 is a lot. So unless they mean all of the bananas, or they added an extra 0. Ooh, there we go. Okay, so that fills us right up. Our max is 5,000 calories. Oh, we can run again. Usually deliveries go there, right? Or... oh, no, here. Okay. Change tires. Vulcanizer. Achievement unlocked. Oh, cool. Okay, you can actually see them on the truck. Very nice. Let's see how this drives real quick. Oh, better. Definitely better. Okay. Still some sliding and stuff, but better than it was. Okay, so spikes, good to go. Nice. Oh, it looks like we need to shovel this. All right, well, I think I'm going to call it there for this episode, but thank you very much for joining me for Snow Plowing Simulator here on Simulated Mind. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments section about the game, or, have you played it? What are you looking forward to for future updates and more? I'd love to talk to you there in the comments, but take care of yourselves and each other. I will see you in the next one.